The Aldani Basin is a swampland with just a short description, so I want to dig a little deeper. The text provided says it's a popular breeding ground for dinosaurs and insects. The only other detail we get is that the heart of Upteo slowly rotates up to 50 miles away and you can see it. But it has Camp Vengeance to the north, whose text describes unwholesome vapours and clouds of insects coming from the swamp. And to the west, 1800 feet up, a cliff face is Umbala, with heaps of boulders as big as ships. And so there could also be some wandering knights from the camp coming down this way. So swamp gas, insects, and boulders that have fallen from the cliff face is our starting point. Using the swamp encounters from Roll and Play Press's Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit, link in description, we get ideas around stepping stones with an alligator, will-o'-wisps, and an explorer stuck in quicksand, among other ideas. So we have environmental hazards like quicksands, poisonous fumes, a flash flood, a rotting bridge, or a mudslide can add to a scene with a monster or without a monster. But a dinosaur would be nice if you were in the edge hexes. And I like to call back to the idea that other adventuring parties were hired to do the same as your guys. So we can discover some dead bodies already fallen to the perils of Chult. Maybe the quicksand guy is the only guy left, so we use the dead adventurers list in the book. The mangled body of a half-elf seemingly bludgeoned to death. She was dropped by terrafolk. And then we can be attacked by terrafolk. And then you roll on the treasure drops table for loot. I offer you now some variant swarms from Kobold Press's books. Swarm of biting gnats, or the swarm of swamp slugs, swarm of prismatic beetles, or a swamp gas bubble is quite interesting. You can use any of the dinosaurs around the edges, but don't use the T-Rex because we'll save the T-Rex for in Omu. Now, variant dinosaurs. I give you the Nodosaurus, or maybe a Umbilu. There's an Ngobu, or the Spinosaurus. Now, these are all dependent on challenge rating that you need. Not that challenge rating is something I believe in, but the size-wise and the threat level is. And if you look at the attacks, you can get an idea of where you should homebrew something. Oh, a +4 is normal. It does 2d8 snapping damage. Fine. Easy. You don't even need to memorise the stats, do you? You wing that. And you can describe the dinosaur how you want. I mean, off the top of my head, it's got a long neck and very snouty with 4 protruding horns. It seems to spit a tar-like liquid which actually acid burns you for 2d6 damage. Speed of 40 feet. Its sleek bipedal body rests on its thick haunches and a stub-like tail. A vibrant yellow sticks out the back. It doesn't matter. All it matters is what damage is it going to do, what's its attack. And not every hex of this basin needs anything in. Allow them to rest. Allow them to roleplay. Maybe swatting away the flies and putting up with the smell. It's the constant threat. They don't know if you've got anything planned. Just have them be on guard. Here are the stats that we need, and yeah, there's some good ones. They're going to be changed because of the new 2024 update, but you know, I don't know how to present stats. I've not yet had feedback. Some people need them, some people don't. I think it's a good refresher, and I'm using these to, you know, have them go somewhat into my mind, or at least get an idea of the type of things that certain monsters do. I hope these alternatives are helpful, even if they just give you an idea to invent your own kind of thing. And yeah, I'm hoping these guides are going to be done in a correct way that's going to really benefit you guys. I found a lot of these portions underwritten. It's like, oh, it's a basin and it's a swamp. Oh, well, thanks. There's like 8 or 10 hexes worth of travel here, and I've got to come up with stuff. So yeah, I know these are third-party stuff, a lot of it, but you might have, I presume you have the monster manuals, you know, if you're the DM. That's what I assume. So I'm putting these together in the hope that they actually help you in the way that I needed helping. I'm a very visual person, so this is an easier way just to look at it on screen and have a quick reminder before you're session actually starts. And if you want to help the channel out, you know, give me some free payback, then a like would be appreciated, a subscribe, just some anything interaction, you know. And ultimately, we have the memberships, which do live streams. I look at other DM stuff, and yeah, I just appreciate the interaction. So, you know, thanks for watching, and I'll let this video play out. And for those still listening, I do actually put secret videos in somewhere. There are going to be codes in the background and secreted around videos. So yeah, you're the best people.